Welcome to episode 1 of No Man's Land with me, Farm Sim Snowy. Welcome to my first ever gameplay series here on No Man's Land. I've chosen this map for a couple of reasons really. Firstly, because it's your ultimate sort of survival challenge, even in any of the free modes that you start in. I've started in new farmer mode just because it's obviously my first gameplay series. I wanted to have a little bit of equipment to start with, just so we've got some basics. It is just the basic equipment we get, and a lot of it's well, pretty much all of it's run down and in need of repair. And secondly, I think it's really going to sort of challenge me, sort of making me think about things, because if you're not familiar with the map, so we start off down here with our shop. We zoom out a little bit. There's nothing on this map apart from here we own plot 26, which we've got a very small field in our farmhouse, which obviously we'll come up to in a minute. But all of the map is broken up into these plots, and you can buy each plot. They're worth 85,000 each one. So as you progress, you can buy extra plots, the plots around you, build up and expand, which is what we're going to be looking to do. So it's going to be quite a long running series. I will do other ones in between, but I won't abandon this one. So I just can see this being a sort of nice long episode, and hopefully towards the end of it we're going to have built this map up into something really good, really special. So again, we start off down here at the shop. We've only got one sell point on the whole map, so that's another thing we've got to add in later when we get to it. This is our shop area, and then we've got sort of a buy almost anything silo there, which I can see us using quite a lot. And this is like our equipment we start with. This pickup, it's in need of a clean, and if we look on the bottom left there, it's in need of a bit of repair and some fuel. So even on new farmer mode, you don't start off with a silver spoon in your mouth. This is going to take a while. So we'll leave this area and we'll go up to our farm. I just want to show you these as well, because again, I know a lot of people probably watching this will be familiar with this map, but if you're not, we've got two signs over here, and they can both be cut down. One will remove all trees from the map, which is this one if you cut it down, and this one will remove all rocks from the map. So basically, if you cut those two down, you've got an even more blank canvas to work with. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep that all in, because again, keeping all the trees in and the rocks, it's going to restrict us to what we can and can't do, and it's going to be more of a challenge. I want this map to challenge me and make me think about things. So as you can see, all these trees there, if you cut that sign down, it's going to remove all of these. So I want to keep some in. We will be having to chop a few of them down here and there as we go, because we're going to have to create new fields and put new buildings and sell points in, etc. as we go. But we haven't got the money to be doing things like that at the minute, so this is the whole thing about building everything up. So this is our farm we're coming to. We start off with just this small field here, which is in a very bad state. So it needs ploughing, it needs lime, it's got weeds growing in it, it's withered. Some of our equipment there, basic stuff, all in need of a repair. Bad old shed, rusted, shabby looking farmhouse with our outside toilet. So yeah, it's by no means 5-star. So let's get sort of started on it. first thing I wanted to do is I want to get rid of this plough, because I'm not a big fan of ploughs. I know obviously you need them in the game, but I'd rather use a subsoiler which does the same job. So just get rid of this to start with, if I can drive, that is. Drop that down there. This is our little workshop here, which is quite cool. So if we come in here, we can work on our vehicles from it. So already that plough needs repairing, so we'll repair that. And like I say, I'm going to sell that for 12,582. And then we will get ourselves a subsoiler in a minute. I'll just show you a little bit more of the farm. So we've got a farm silo there. We do actually start off with a few crops in it. So again, we can sell some of those to get a little bit of money coming in. And then also, which is quite good, you've got a built-in wood chipper here, which we get, and they've given us a few logs there, so we can chop them up and get them wood chipped up, earn a bit more money. I think this is a water point there, but we have got a nice sort of starting plot, very nice and scenic. Right, let's get to it. What I'm going to do is replace that plough with this. I am going to use mods here and there, which is, this one is a mod, but I'm going to try and keep it as realistic as I can. But every now and then we'll probably will be using a mod where it's just going to make our lives a whole lot easier, but still keeping it sort of realistic, if you know what I mean. So we're going to get ourselves this plough here, or subsoiler, even though it's under ploughs, it's more of a subsoiler. I think we'll have it a nice colour red, so we'll buy that. I definitely want that. Now the only trouble we've got now is it requires 180 horsepower to pull. We go into our garage, the only tractor we've got is that little Fent, and it's only 150. So I am going to lease a tractor, the cheapest one we can get. So again, I'm just going to go into my modded bit, and we're going to get this case 7200. I'm going to keep everything standard. The only thing I'm going to change is we're going to bump the horsepower right up to 249. So that's 5,253 to lease. So we'll lease that, because that's going to help us pull that subsoiler a lot better. Because straight away we need to plough this field, get rid of all those weeds and the withered potatoes. And then on our plot, I'm going to try in this episode create some new fields and get some stuff planted and growing, because the sooner and quicker we do that, we can start earning money. Also over here I noticed we've got some bales there that we can sell, so we've got a couple of silage bales there which bring in pretty good money, some straw and a hay bale I think there. So I'm gonna go to the store and pick up this tractor, and I'll probably see you back here at the farm. So here we are back at our farm. Let's get this ploughed. What I'll probably do is hire a worker there, because also this is going to need liming. And if we create any more new fields as well, when you create new fields they need liming as well. So I could just leave it, but it affects your yield at the end of the day, and we want to be earning as much money as we can. So I'm going to hire, lease a line spreader, and just set a worker off on that. press the wrong button. That's what I wanted to do. Now I'm getting run over by them. So I'm going to whiz back down to the shop. And I'm going to pick us up a lime spreader. This should tow that, okay. So I'll see you down at the shop. So here we are at the shop. We're going to do this the proper way. We'll go in and get ourselves a lime spreader. Good morning. I'm after a lime spreader, please. So I think if we went for, I'm hoping to do a couple more, hopefully 2 or 3 new fields we're going to try and create. So we want something that's going to hold quite a bit. So if we go for that one with the extension, I'm not too worried about the wheels, but if we put the extra spreading unit on the back, that gives us from 12 to 18 meter spread. So yeah, we'll lease that. That's 3,876. Excellent. So shut the doors up for them. I think we'll get the fields sort of created first, lined up, possibly seeded. I can hire some workers here and there to do stuff while we can get on with other stuff. And then I'd like to try and get some of those grains, crops that we've got on our silo sold off, and the logs chipped up. Try and get as much money coming in as we can. So I'll take this up to the farm and I shall see you there. So back at the farm, apparently our worker has finished their task, but they've missed that and all that, so I'm going to have to finish that off myself. They won't be welcome back again. That's what happens when you turn your back, but people take advantage of you. What's the old saying? If you want something done properly, do it yourself. So hopefully it's just this last bit that they've missed. I'll double check it all in a minute. So fold that away for a minute. Everything else looks pretty good. They have done something right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we'll just park that there for a minute. I think I'll lime this field myself because that won't take too long. Obviously the more workers we keep hiring, the more money it's going to cost us. Although they're only small fields, it soon adds up. So I think if we go about that, I'll tell you what I didn't do. Idiot. I didn't fill this up with lime at the shop. Too much of a rush. Right, I'll go and fill this up with lime and I will be back. Right, let's try this again then. We'll fill up with lime, so we're ready to go. Somewhere about there, I reckon. So this should definitely help with our yield when we harvest whatever we're going to grow on here. I'm thinking maybe soybeans, because they are very good pay-outers, if that is a terminology. You always normally get paid quite well for soybeans. So if we get some of them growing, possibly in all our fields, that will get us started off earning some money. And missed a little bit there in the middle. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this gameplay series. I was kept umming and ahhing which map to choose to start with. I was thinking, oh, shall I start somewhere where it's going to be all set up and ready to go? But then I thought, do you know what? Let's have a crack at No Man's Land, because that is going to be a right challenge. So let's just drop this here for a minute. Now the next thing is, we have got a small seeder over here, but I don't know whether there's any seeds in it at all. I'm hoping there is. Oh, would you look at that? It's full up with seeds, and it fertilises, and it's full up with fertiliser. What more could you want? Right, let's just check at our sale point prices. So soybeans already is a good price. I'm hoping if we plant them that the price doesn't go down, but wheat and barley are going up, but they're not really very good paying out. We do tend to get more off of your fields with them. I think we will stick to soybeans, and we'll get a worker going on this, and we will go and start creating some new fields, I think. So if we set him off, hopefully it won't be the same person that messed up the ploughing. And then we're jumping this. So let's just quickly look on our map. So we own this bit. He's there doing the soybeans. We're not really going to do anything else here because we've got this rock formation there. So I'm kind of thinking a field there. I think this is all full of trees there, which maybe we could do something with later, but not now, and try and put a funny shaped field in there. Because another thing I've noticed on here is, you see all the sort of road markings that are here on the map. Apart from the main road, which runs down from the shop to our farm, these sort of little dirt roads, tracks, they're very faint on the map. So I was kind of thinking sticking to them as well, because that again is going to restrict us of where we can and can't put our fields and placeables. So I'm thinking as we go, just follow these lines and build up the roads, whether we do it in concrete or dirt, I don't know. See here, just here, look, we've got, this one's a little bit more prominent, but if we come up to the top here where it tees across, it's not as prominent, but you can see it. And if we go into landscaping mode, it's even more obvious. So you see up on the top where it forks off there to the left and right. So I'm kind of thinking if we keep these roads in, that would, yeah, can't speak, that would be quite cool. And again, this road here. So that's just an idea. I think we might do that now actually, because it's going to give us a better idea of where we can and can't put these fields to start with. It's going to cost us a little bit of money, but we're not doing too bad for money. So if we come in, I'll keep that same sort of width as here. I'll just make this one a little bit better. So we need to go on painting mode. And I need to get the right dirt type. That looks about it. Yeah, perfect. So if we come out, it doesn't matter if it's absolutely spot on, because it's gonna fit in with the area, isn't it? If it's a little bit skew width and rough looking path. So let's just try and widen that up a little bit more, like so. Through there. Something like that, and then we'll do this wide a bit. So come down and get roughly the right width. About that or that, is that? That's about the same width, but not. I think that's going to be too much. Yeah. So what it should do is tell us, look, we don't own the field, the area, when we get sort of to the end of here. So if we come steady, it shouldn't cost us too much money to do this, because at the end of the day we're just painting, we're not full on landscaping and changing the whole fields areas. I've got a feeling in a second, let's just put that up, mini map. Any minute that's going to tell us we don't own this. There we go. So that's as far as we can go with that, but at least it gives us a sort of a boundary, and we'll do exactly the same going this way. Again, there we go, we've run out, which is fine. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's kind of tallying up with what's already down. So yeah, I'm thinking a small field here. Again, we're only probably going to go up to about there, because we're going to start going into plot 27, look. So probably up to just before that tree, and we'll come down and do sort of like a small rectangle one. These are the rocks that are on about, but again, I'm going to leave them in because it adds to the map. If we take too much away, it's going to ruin it, I think, defeat the object. And again, probably from about here, those trees could be right in the way, or we could just for now come this side of them and probably come down to just past that tree somewhere around here, I reckon. So that gives us quite a long, albeit narrow field. So possibly 2 trees we're going to have to take out, which is fine, we can deal with that. So we'll keep the mini map on just so we know where we're roughly heading with our boundaries. I'll come over a bit because I don't want to be too close to those rocks. And we'll probably go something like that. I'm just going to open up my help menu because I want to make sure I've definitely got allow create fields on. So if we do L1 and triangle, there we go, we're good to go. So we'll turn that off again. This is it, we're going for it. We are creating fields. Now, they're not going to be perfectly square because the terrain's not great, but I don't really want them to be perfect. So we're getting quite close to our boundary there. I don't want to get too close and then it suddenly just stops and then we can't end up planting or harvesting anything. So again, if we do roughly straight line across there, see already this tractor's struggling a little bit, so if we had just a fence, that would cause us all sorts of problems, I think. So again, we're going to come down, I think, roughly about there to the corner of that track. It's not a massive field, I know, but it gets us going. If we end up buying plot 27 next door, we can always extend that way. So drop that down again. Where are we going to meet up with the other side? It's just going to be the other side of that tree, isn't it? What I'm going to do now is go up to the other end and come down from there, I think. So yeah, definitely a tree to come out there. And like I say, possibly two on the other side if we go to where I'm hoping we can go. So I think we sort of try and run a bit parallel to that path. Once that rips through that, we should be okay. We're going to miss that tree, hopefully. Yeah. This is going to be perfect. Kind of get that straight if we can. I might have overrun a little bit there, but that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. Excellent. I'm happy with that. Now it's just a case of filling in that lot there. Obviously getting rid of that tree as well. It's all starting to come together already. I've got none of this planned out already in my head. We're just going to go with the flow every time I come on here. Obviously I'll probably will be thinking of things what we could and can't do, but I'm not going to plan anything. We're just going to go for it off script. I think that's the beauty about this map. You can just do whatever you want with it. If you wanted to get rid of all the trees and rocks, you can. You could just have one humongous field. But that would just take forever to harvest. Right, so our workers finished seeding, but whether they've done a proper job or not, who knows. So I'll probably finish this field off and then I'll get this one limed, I think. I don't know how a worker's going to work on it or not, whether it's going to be okay. It should be alright, it's pretty square, but I'll finish this field off and I'll see you in a second. I've just realised we can't finish this field off yet because we've got a tree in the way. So I thought you might want to see me cut this down. I did invest in a chainsaw off camera, So if we get this roughly as low as we can, because the more wood we can get from it, the more money we can get from it. It's not going to be a lot, but so if we just trim off the branches like so. That's that one. Is it going to let me pick this up? It's not too heavy, is it? Perfect. What I'll do is I'll just plonk that down there for a minute, because we can get rid of that later. Now we need a stump grinder for these. What I might do though is go over and start on that field first before we invest in a stump grinder. I think I might actually buy one instead of leasing that, because I don't think they're that expensive, and I can see us using it quite a bit, so that would be quite a good investment, I think. So this one, if we go roughly in line with that field over there, doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a starting point. And how's the road looking? It's going to be a little bit of a, I like to keep off the roads a little bit, don't want to be right on it. We'll go for that. Keep kind of straight. This is going to be quite a long, narrow field, but if we end up buying plot 16, that is in front of us. Extend that again. Oh, I don't know whether to go right to those trees or not. I think we'll leave it there for a minute. Like I say, we can always extend in the future. So if we go something like that, we're going to be heading, yeah, roughly straight line. Reasonably close to those trees. I'm not sure whether those trees are in our boundary or not. Might see if I can cut them down anyway. Just so it makes it a bit easier to plant and harvest and whatnot. So I think if we keep going, probably there for now. And then we'll come down from there reasonably straight, he says. Probably about there, because this, we're going to kind of follow the road this side. And like I say, we don't want to be too close to it. I think if we go something like that, maybe. What does that leave that? Yeah, that's okay. There we go. Getting another field done. Brilliant. I'm so glad I chose this map now, because we're kind of making it our own. And then if we meet up with this one over here, like so, Right. I'll get most of this done again then, and then I'll bring you back in when it's time to chop the trees down. Right, so that's that done as far as we can go. Now we need to get this tree out of the way. And we're going to have to go and get that stump grinder at some point from the shop, sooner rather than later. I might just see if it will let me take these two down over here. Yes, so they are on our boundary. There we go, next one. What I would do is leave the trees there on the floor, because that will give us a better idea of where the stumps are then. So I'm going to jump in the fence and I'm going to head down to the shop and get us a stump grinder, and I'll see you back up here. So we're back at the shop and we're going to get ourselves the stump grinder. Let me in. Should have left that open. So forestry equipment. It's this one here we're going to get. It's only 5,000, so I'm actually going to buy that, because like I said, it's going to be a good investment. I can see us doing quite a bit of tree chopping. Shouldn't need to wait for the front on that. Right, I'll see you back up at the farm where we're going to get rid of these stumps. So we're back here with our stump grinder. Let's get that fired up. Tell you what I will do actually. Just move that so that we don't end up chopping that up. So zoom in a little bit. And once these are gone, we can finish off our creating that last bit of that field, and on the other field as well. We'll do these while we're here. Got that one, yeah. Excellent. On to this one. We're finally getting somewhere. Cool. That's the last of our stumps. Let's go and finish off our fields. So this last little strip here. Oh, I'm struggling to rip through that. Come on, boy. There we go. Then do this last little bit over here. Excellent. Really happy with that. So if we have a look on our map, that's what we've created. Not sure what that little lump missing out of there is. I might touch them up here and there just to make them look a little bit better, but you know, we're following the shape of the road there. That is cool. I'm happy with that. And I think we will leave it there for this episode. So we've got quite a bit done in this episode, which I'm really pleased with. I hope you've all enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, then please do. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos that I do. I hope to see you back here for episode 2. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.